Have you ever wondered what it's like to live in the shadow of royalty, where every move is scrutinized and every emotion laid bare? For Princess Eugenie, this life is her reality, a complex blend of privilege and profound challenges. Born into a world of immense wealth and responsibility, her journey has been marked by moments of resilience, heartbreak, and quiet triumph. How did a childhood health struggle shape her into an advocate for change? What personal tragedies tested her strength, and how has she redefined what it means to be a modern royal? Join us as we explore the untold story behind the princess with a legacy of grace and courage. Princess Eugenie was born into a world of privilege, a young royal with a seemingly charmed life ahead of her. Born on March 23, 1990, to Prince Andrew and Sarah, Duchess of York, she came into the world as the second daughter of the Duke and Duchess of York, eighth in line to the British throne. For the public, it was easy to assume that life as a princess came with unending joy, grandeur, and security. Yet, behind the glossy facade of royal life, Eugenie's early years were marked by moments that would shape her resilience in ways no one could imagine. Her childhood was a mixture of royal splendor and personal challenges. The spotlight on her family was relentless, especially as the marriage between her parents began to unravel. By 1996, Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew officially divorced, a moment that not only captured international attention, but also left a lasting impact on Eugenie and her sister, Beatrice. Though their parents maintained a close and supportive co-parenting relationship, the public scrutiny was inescapable. For Eugenie, navigating these early years meant learning to balance the expectations of royalty with the realities of a fractured family dynamic. As if the challenges of a high-profile family weren't enough, Eugenie faced a personal trial that tested her physical and emotional strength. At just 12 years old, she was diagnosed with severe scoliosis, a condition that caused a curvature of the spine. The diagnosis led to a life-changing surgery in 2002. Surgeons inserted titanium rods along her spine to correct the condition, a procedure that required months of recovery and left her with a long scar down her back. For most young girls, this would have been a private struggle, but Eugenie's status ensured it was anything but. Despite this, she emerged stronger, embracing her scar as a badge of courage. Over the years, she has become a passionate advocate for those with scoliosis, sharing her story publicly to inspire others facing similar challenges. Her openness, rare for a royal, made her relatable and admired by many who saw her as more than just a princess, but as a symbol of perseverance. As Eugenie grew older, she began to carve out her own identity within the royal family. Unlike senior royals such as her cousin Prince William, she wasn't bound by as many public responsibilities. This relative freedom allowed her to explore her passions, eventually leading her to the art world. She pursued her education at Newcastle University, where she studied English literature, history of art, and politics, graduating in 2012 with honors. This academic path set the stage for her professional career, a rarity among royals who often rely solely on official duties. By 2015, Eugenie had secured a position as an associate director at the prestigious art gallery Hauser and Wirth in London. The role was a testament to her determination to build a life beyond the royal bubble, blending her passion for art with her professional ambitions. While some questioned whether her royal title played a part in her landing the role, there was no denying her dedication and knowledge of the field. She thrived in her work, navigating the competitive art world with poise. Yet even with professional success and a supportive family, life as a royal brought unique pressures. Eugenie was keenly aware of the public's fascination with her life, from her career choices to her appearance. She once candidly remarked that she's better looking in person, a subtle but poignant acknowledgement of the scrutiny she faces as a woman in the public eye. Such remarks revealed a vulnerability that contrasted sharply with the polished image royals are often expected to maintain. By the time Eugenie entered her late 20s, her personal life took center stage. In 2018, she married Jack Brooksbank, a man she described as her soulmate. The wedding was a grand affair, held at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle, and attended by a mix of royalty and celebrities. While the day was filled with joy, it wasn't without controversy. As a non-senior royal, the cost of her wedding, estimated at $2.7 million, sparked debates about its funding. Critics questioned the expense, but Eugenie's supporters saw it as a celebration of her individuality and love story. Through it all, Eugenie carried herself with grace, determined to honor both her royal heritage and her personal dreams. Her resilience, forged in childhood and tested in adulthood, became a defining trait. Yet, as she embarked on married life, the challenges she faced were far from over, setting the stage for a journey filled with joy, grief, and profound growth. The wedding of Princess Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank in 2018 was a fairy tale moment in royal history, a beautiful celebration of love and tradition. Held at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle, the ceremony was nothing short of magnificent. Eugenie's choice of venue mirrored that of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who had married there just months earlier. The event brought together a mix of royals, celebrities, and well-wishers, with all eyes on Eugenie as she walked down the aisle in a gown that symbolized both elegance and resilience. The dress, designed by Peter Pilotto and Christopher DeVos, was a statement piece that highlighted Eugenie's journey. Deliberately designed to reveal her scoliosis scar, it was a bold and touching choice, showcasing her decision to embrace her past and inspire others. The low back of the gown not only added an element of sophistication, but also served as a poignant reminder of her strength. For many, it was a moment that humanized the princess, making her relatable to those who had followed her story. While the ceremony was filled with joy and celebration, the discussions surrounding its cost cast a shadow over the event. As a non-senior royal, Eugenie's wedding expenses, estimated at $2.7 million, raised eyebrows. The majority of the budget went toward security. Given the high-profile guest list and the public nature of the event, critics questioned whether such a lavish wedding was appropriate for someone who wasn't directly in line for the throne. However, for Eugenie and Jack, it was a chance to celebrate their love while honoring the traditions of the royal family. The guest list added to the spectacle of the day, with a blend of royal family members and A-list celebrities. The bride's family was in full attendance, including her father, Prince Andrew, who walked her down the aisle, and her mother, Sarah Ferguson, who beamed with pride throughout the event. Among the celebrity attendees were Naomi Campbell, Ellie Goulding, and Cara Delevingne, who made headlines by wearing a chic, tailored suit instead of a traditional dress. The mix of royal formality and modern glamour made the wedding a standout event in 2018. As Eugenie and Jack began their married life, they chose to reside at Ivy Cottage, located within the grounds of Kensington Palace. Their new home symbolized a fresh start, offering a private yet connected space to establish their family life. However, the transition into married life wasn't without challenges. The pressures of public scrutiny didn't ease after the wedding, and Eugenie found herself navigating the delicate balance between her personal life and her responsibilities as a member of the royal family. Adding to the complexity was the growing tension within the royal family. Eugenie's father, Prince Andrew, became a central figure in a series of controversies that cast a long shadow over the family's public image. Though Eugenie remained steadfast in her support for her father, the situation was undoubtedly a difficult one to manage, particularly given the media's relentless focus. Her ability to maintain grace under pressure spoke to her strength, but it also underscored the unique burdens faced by modern royals. By early 2021, Eugenie's life took a joyful turn with the arrival of her first child, August Philip Hawke Brooksbank. His birth was a bright spot amidst the ongoing challenges, bringing happiness to Eugenie and Jack as they embraced parenthood. Named after Prince Philip, who was deeply cherished by Eugenie, August's name was a tribute to the enduring bond between Eugenie and her late grandfather. Her joy as a mother was evident, but her journey into parenthood coincided with a period of profound loss. In April 2021, just weeks after August's birth, Prince Philip passed away at the age of 99. His death marked the end of an era for the royal family and was a deeply personal loss for Eugenie. She had shared a close relationship with her grandfather, who had always been a source of support and inspiration. In a heartfelt tribute, Eugenie described him as someone who taught her about hard work, perseverance, and kindness. The loss weighed heavily on her, but she continued to honor his legacy through her actions and values. Later that year, tragedy struck again with the sudden passing of Jack's father, George Brooksbank. A battle with COVID-19 complications claimed his life in November 2021, leaving the family reeling. The grief of losing a loved one, compounded by the challenges of navigating early parenthood, tested Eugenie and Jack's resilience. Through it all, they leaned on each other for support, finding strength in their growing family. Eugenie's ability to weather these storms highlighted her enduring grace. While her life as a princess offered privileges, it also came with unique trials that few could truly understand. Despite the challenges, Eugenie continued to focus on what mattered most: her family, her role as a mother, and her commitment to making a difference in the world. The birth of August Philip Hawke Brooksbank in February 2021 marked a turning point in Princess Eugenie's life. Motherhood brought immense joy and a new sense of purpose, but it also came during a time of profound upheaval. Eugenie found herself balancing the demands of raising a newborn with the weight of personal grief and the evolving dynamics within the royal family. Her son's arrival was a blessing, yet it came with its own set of challenges, particularly as she navigated her new role as a mother in the public eye. Eugenie's approach to parenting was refreshingly modern, blending royal traditions with her personal values. Unlike previous generations of royals who often adhered to rigid formalities, Eugenie prioritized creating a warm and nurturing environment for her son. Together with Jack, she sought to shield August from the relentless scrutiny that had defined her own childhood. Their choice to maintain a relatively private life for their family was a testament to their commitment to providing their son with a sense of normalcy. This commitment was evident in their decision to split their time between the UK and Portugal, where Jack's work with the Costa Terra Golf and Ocean Club offered a quieter, more secluded lifestyle. For Eugenie, this arrangement not only provided a reprieve from the media spotlight, but also allowed her to focus on her growing family and personal projects. The sandy beaches and serene surroundings of Portugal stood in stark contrast to the often chaotic world of royal life, offering a much-needed sanctuary. However, the peace of their personal lives was frequently disrupted by events beyond their control. In early 2022, the royal family faced one of its most tumultuous periods as Prince Andrew's legal battles over his alleged connections to Jeffrey Epstein dominated headlines. As Andrew's daughter, Eugenie found herself caught in the crossfire of public opinion. While she maintained a supportive stance towards her father, the situation placed her in an unenviable position, balancing familial loyalty with the broader implications for the monarchy's reputation. The controversy surrounding Prince Andrew intensified the already mounting pressures on Eugenie. Her close bond with her father was well documented, and she had often spoken about the positive influence he had on her life. Yet, the legal proceedings and the public fallout tested even the strongest of relationships. Eugenie's ability to maintain composure during this period was remarkable, but it came at a cost. The strain of the situation was palpable, as it threatened to overshadow her personal and professional achievements. Amid these challenges, Eugenie continued to champion causes close to her heart. Her advocacy work, particularly around scoliosis awareness and environmental issues, remained a cornerstone of her public role. Eugenie's decision to use her platform for meaningful change resonated with many, as she focused on raising awareness about topics that were often overlooked. Her passion for sustainability was especially evident in her collaborations with charities and organizations dedicated to protecting the planet. Eugenie's involvement with these causes extended beyond mere appearances. She was actively engaged, lending her voice to campaigns and initiatives aimed at creating a more sustainable future. Her commitment to environmentalism wasn't just a professional endeavor, it was a deeply personal one. From championing sustainable fashion to advocating for marine conservation, Eugenie's efforts reflected her determination to make a tangible difference. This focus provided her with a sense of purpose, even as she navigated the complexities of her personal life. In addition to her environmental work, Eugenie remained dedicated to her role as a patron for various organizations. Her connection to the Royal National Orthopedic Hospital charity was particularly meaningful, given her own experience with scoliosis surgery. Eugenie's willingness to share her story and support others undergoing similar challenges made her a relatable figure, breaking down the often intimidating image of royalty. Through her advocacy, she demonstrated that vulnerability could be a source of strength, inspiring countless individuals along the way. Despite her successes, Eugenie's journey was far from straightforward. The ever-present scrutiny of the media, coupled with the internal pressures of being a royal, created an environment where it was difficult to fully escape judgment. Yet, she persisted, focusing on what mattered most to her family, her passions, and her ability to make a positive impact. By mid-2022, Eugenie and Jack had settled into a rhythm that balanced their roles as parents, professionals, and public figures. Their ability to adapt to changing circumstances and prioritize their son's well-being was a testament to their resilience as a couple. For Eugenie, the ability to carve out a life that reflected her values while honoring her royal heritage was no small feat. It required constant adjustment, but it also underscored her determination to define her own path. Even with the challenges she faced, Eugenie's story remained one of perseverance. Her journey highlighted the complexities of life as a modern royal, navigating the intersections of tradition, personal growth, and public expectation. While her role within the royal family continued to evolve, one thing was certain: Eugenie's strength and commitment to her family and causes made her a figure of quiet yet enduring resilience. As the months turned into years, Princess Eugenie's life remained a delicate balancing act between public duty and personal fulfillment. The quieter moments she found with her family were often juxtaposed with the unrelenting demands of royal life. By 2023, Eugenie had firmly established herself as a modern royal, one who valued authenticity and connection over pomp and ceremony. However, this path was not without its challenges, as she continued to navigate the complexities of her unique position within the royal family. Her relationship with her sister, Princess Beatrice, remained a cornerstone of her support system. The two had always been close, bonded not only by their shared experiences as daughters of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, but also by their understanding of the pressures that came with their titles. Together, they represented a new wave of royals, ones who embraced their roles with individuality and a sense of modernity. Beatrice's own journey as a mother and wife mirrored Eugenie's in many ways, and the sisters often leaned on each other for advice and strength. While Eugenie cherished her personal relationships, her public role demanded attention. As a patron of several charities, she was deeply involved in causes that aligned with her values. Her advocacy for anti-slavery initiatives gained traction, with Eugenie lending her voice to campaigns that sought to combat modern slavery and human trafficking. This work, much like her scoliosis advocacy, reflected her commitment to championing causes that were both impactful and deeply personal. Eugenie's ability to use her platform to bring awareness to these issues was a testament to her dedication and empathy. Still, life as a royal came with an unavoidable spotlight. Eugenie's father, Prince Andrew, continued to face public backlash for his past actions and ongoing controversies. While the Duke of York had largely stepped back from public life, his presence remained a sensitive topic within the family and among the public. Eugenie, ever the devoted daughter, stood by him, maintaining a stance of loyalty even as she navigated the reputational challenges his situation posed. This dual role of daughter and public figure often placed her in a precarious position, balancing familial love with the scrutiny of a world that expected answers she could not provide. Amid these external pressures, Eugenie found solace in her family life. By mid-2023, she and Jack welcomed their second child, Ernest George Ronnie Brooksbank, further solidifying their bond as a family of four. The birth of their son brought renewed joy to their lives, and Eugenie's focus on motherhood became even more pronounced. She spoke candidly about the joys and challenges of raising two young children, often emphasizing her desire to shield them from the public eye while still instilling a sense of duty and appreciation for their heritage. This chapter of Eugenie's life also saw her reaffirm her commitment to environmental advocacy. Whether attending summits focused on sustainability or supporting initiatives aimed at reducing plastic waste, Eugenie continued to use her platform to address critical global issues. Her efforts extended to her personal choices as well, with Eugenie frequently championing sustainable fashion and environmentally conscious practices. These actions reflected her belief that even small individual changes could contribute to a larger impact, a message that resonated with many of her supporters. The balance between public and private life became increasingly evident as Eugenie juggled her royal responsibilities with her desire for normalcy. Her decision to spend significant time in Portugal away from the bustle of London and royal engagements highlighted her need for a sanctuary where she could focus on her family and personal growth. The serene landscapes of Costa Terra provided a welcome contrast to the scrutiny of royal life, offering Eugenie the opportunity to recharge and reconnect with her loved ones. However, her time in Portugal didn't mean she was absent from the royal fold. Eugenie continued to attend key events, including those honoring the legacy of her grandparents, Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. Her presence at these occasions was a reminder of her deep respect for tradition and her commitment to supporting the monarchy. Yet she also brought her own modern sensibility to these roles, often engaging with the public in a way that felt genuine and approachable. As 2023 drew to a close, Eugenie's place within the royal family remained a point of fascination for many. She had carved out a unique niche, one that blended royal tradition with personal authenticity. Her ability to navigate the complexities of her life with grace and determination spoke volumes about her character. Whether through her advocacy, her family life, or her quiet moments of reflection, Eugenie had become a symbol of resilience in the face of adversity. Her story was not without its struggles, but it was these very struggles that defined her. As a modern royal, Eugenie exemplified the delicate balance of honoring the past while forging her own path for the future. Her journey continued to inspire those who saw her not just as a princess, but as a woman of strength, compassion, and unwavering commitment to her values. As Princess Eugenie stepped into 2024, her life seemed to embody the essence of resilience and quiet determination. The previous years had been a whirlwind of joys and challenges, and through it all, Eugenie had emerged as a figure of steadfast strength. Yet the demands of her role as a modern royal continued to evolve, and with them came new opportunities to redefine her place within the royal family and beyond. Eugenie's focus on family remained at the heart of her life. Raising two young children with Jack Brooksbank brought a sense of purpose and joy that she often spoke about with warmth and sincerity. She cherished the milestones of her sons, August and Ernest, whether it was their first steps, words, or moments of discovery. These private moments were a stark contrast to the public duties that often pulled her away, yet they served as a reminder of what truly mattered most to her. Balancing her personal life with her royal commitments required a delicate touch, but Eugenie handled it with her characteristic grace. Her public appearances continued to reflect her dedication to the causes she held dear. In particular, her environmental advocacy gained momentum, with Eugenie attending global forums and collaborating with organizations that aim to combat climate change and promote sustainability. These initiatives allowed her to connect with a broader audience, showcasing her ability to bridge the gap between her royal role and her desire to create meaningful change. In addition to her environmental work, Eugenie maintained her involvement with anti-slavery initiatives, using her platform to shed light on the harrowing realities of human trafficking and modern slavery. Her passion for these causes was deeply personal, rooted in her belief that the privilege of her position came with the responsibility to advocate for those who could not. Her speeches and engagements on these topics resonated widely, positioning her as a compassionate and effective advocate. Despite her many accomplishments, Eugenie's journey was not without its share of challenges. The shadow of her father's controversies continued to loom, a reality she faced with a quiet but unwavering resolve. Her loyalty to her family, particularly to her father, Prince Andrew, was a testament to the strength of her bonds. Yet it also highlighted the complexities of her position as both a daughter and a public figure. While critics were quick to scrutinize, Eugenie chose to focus on the positive impact she could make, often letting her actions speak louder than words. The passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022 and Prince Philip in 2021 had left a void in the royal family, but their legacy remained a guiding force for Eugenie. She often reflected on the lessons they had imparted, lessons of duty, resilience, and service. These values were evident in her approach to her own life, as she sought to honor their memory while carving out a path that was uniquely her own. By early 2024, Eugenie and Jack had settled into a rhythm that allowed them to balance their responsibilities with their personal aspirations. Their time in Portugal continued to provide a haven, a place where they could recharge and focus on their growing family. Yet Eugenie's commitment to the monarchy remained unwavering, as she frequently returned to the UK for key events and engagements. Her ability to move seamlessly between these two worlds was a reflection of her adaptability and dedication. Eugenie's sense of style, always a point of fascination for royal watchers, remained a topic of conversation. Whether attending a formal event or a more casual gathering, her wardrobe choices often struck the perfect balance between elegance and approachability. She embraced sustainable fashion, a decision that aligned with her environmental values, and her appearances frequently sparked conversations about the intersection of style and sustainability. As the year unfolded, Eugenie's story continued to inspire. Her journey was one of perseverance, shaped by the triumphs and trials that had defined her life. She had faced immense scrutiny, personal loss, and the weight of royal expectations, yet she had emerged stronger for it. Her ability to navigate these challenges with grace and humility made her a figure of quiet strength, someone who used her platform not for self-promotion but for genuine advocacy and change. Eugenie's resilience was perhaps her most defining trait. While the public often viewed her life through the lens of privilege, those who looked closer saw a woman who had faced adversity with courage and compassion. Her story was not just one of royalty, but of humanity, a tale of balancing duty and desire, tradition and modernity, public life and private love. As Eugenie looked to the future, she remained committed to the causes that had come to define her legacy. She was a mother, a wife, an advocate, and a modern royal who had proven that strength could be found in vulnerability, and that true impact came from staying true to one's values. Her journey was far from over, but one thing was certain. Eugenie's unwavering commitment to her family, her causes, and her sense of purpose would continue to guide her, making her a beacon of quiet resilience in a complex and ever-changing world. With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.